Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Ovi Muniz. Pretty soon, I get the rest of the HHW crew on the set, but I want to give you guys a big introduction. What's coming up today is the Summerslam Kickoff Show, presented to you by Clovercrest Media, the CNG Podcast production, Hector, Frank, Jace, and the rest of the crew. To get this established, this is a wonderful event, the grandest stage of them all for the summer. That is SummerSlam. And actually, this is the 33rd event of the WWE chronology when it comes to SummerSlam. This is the big deal, the halfway mark. That's the halfway of WrestleMania. So it's pretty amazing how time flies to get to where we're at today. But there are a total of 8 matches going on. Presumably that one of those matches will be on the kickoff show. We don't know. But hey, this is going to be extraordinary, terrific. We'll never see it coming. That is the motto, and I believe that that's what's going to happen. But SummerSlam is going to be at the Amway Center. The other experience of having the Thunderdome in there, so we'll get to see the fans. So much is going to go into this matchup, and we're going to break it down to you and review the picks that we've had and what maybe I'll predict what surprises could be coming and see what's going on in the near future. Last night, the WWE finished off with NXT TakeOver 30. Congratulations to Damian Priest for becoming the new North American champion. And congratulations to Karrion Kross, who is the new NXT champion. Now, with that, if you not caught up with the news, Karrion Kross did suffer a separated shoulder. There's no telling how long or what the circumstances are when it comes to his condition. We're hoping that it's a minor injury, but after looks of the exclusive that's happened at the WWE Network, it seemed as though maybe he may be losing quite some time. But let's hope. Also, Tommaso Ciampa is returning to NXT this Wednesday. And what we saw was Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez go face to face, toe to toe inside the middle of the ring with no action. So pretty much we may see them going at it in the near future. We also have the number one contender, Breezango, as the number one contender for the tag team championship. They'll be facing off with the Imperium. So much still establishing an NXT to carry on with the new chapter. The torch was given to Damian Priest for the North American title. And of course, Karrion Kross took NXT by storm. He did what he had to do. And we'll see what's next for his future. But in the meantime, hey, let's have some fun. Let's talk about SummerSlam tonight, baby. Yes, sir. It's going to happen. And we'll get the crew ready to go. So check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, prepare your ear holes for the best wrestling part, the hard-hitting wrestling show.
Welcome, fellas, to the show. Man, SummerSlam is here, and hey, let's just dive right in real quick with the actual SummerSlam. If my stuff actually work, but hey, we're having some little difficulties here. Oh, here we go. Bam. So let's kick it off real quick. We got SummerSlam. Uh, First action: Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. Mandy Rose favorite at 100%. Everyone's picking on her to win this. Uh, Guys, any changes in your minds or whatsoever? You guys think that Mandy Rose is going to handle this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hairy situation for somebody. So, yeah, I'm sticking with what I'm going with.
I do think Mandy. I'm not changing my pick. Mandy Rose is gonna win. But dang, like Sonya Deville, the past couple months, she's really been coming into her own. And to see what comes of this leave WWE thing, I'm gonna miss her because she's been doing really well, both on the mic and in the ring.
And she does have pretty hair too. I got to give that to her too. She got that nice silk black hair. On point.
Yeah, that's pretty good, but I prefer the nice blonde hair. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Sonya Deville with no hair. I think she'll look hot regardless, so it don't matter.
So you're saying we're going to see Sonya Baldville?
Hell yeah, just like you, baby.
Bald is beautiful.
Hey,
2020.
listen. So what you're telling me, Frank, is that you're changing your pick from Mandy Rose to Sonya Deville now?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that.
Because remember, the stipulation was added not only that you get the haircut, but someone is leaving WWE. And listen, it could be the fact that Sonya Deville is going to need some time off to handle her personal issues and stuff like that. That could be the reason. Or it could be anything else. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But I can tell you this. Mandy already got her haircut. So it only makes sense for Sonya Deville to get hers. So we'll see what's going to happen from there. But hey, this one it troubles me. It really does, and we're going to talk about it more later on the show when it comes to title changes. But here we calculated the polls, we calculated our votes, not only with us but also with Steve for SCW and Tom Callahue. This is at a 50%. Like, people are very undecisive who's going to win this match between Asuka and Bailey, and this is going to be the first match of the show. So one is to wonder who has a better advantage here.
That's a good question because, you know, I like the unpredictability, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when we get a lot of shows, you know, whether it be, you know, the television, TV shows, or the pay-per-views, that things are too predictable and we're always on the same page. But for it now to kind of give you a curveball, you know what I'm saying? And we've come up with 1,000 different scenarios of what's going to happen. You know, it's good to see that, you know, and, you know, for us, it's just to sit here and say, you know what, we really don't know, but I'm just going to throw this out here because we know that this theme is, you know, we're not going to see it coming. So, you know, we could have so many different ways of seeing that. So I like it. I like the unpredictability here. You know, for that to kick it off, it's just going to set the standard, I think, for the rest of the night.
Well, Tom Callahue picked Bailey, while the rest of us picked Asuka to win this match.
Hey,
But you know, he also has a point, man. Because the fact, look, check this out. Bailey left SmackDown frustrated. She almost left Banks hanging while she was laying out in the middle of the floor. You know, and the fact that Banks beat her time-wise on Naomi. Matter of fact, no, Naomi defeated Bailey. So that's already a conscious in her head. That's messing her up. And I got a feeling just because her confidence level, she's going to be stressed out, anxious, that she's going to get caught by the Empress. And that's why Asuka's going to win that title.
yes, sir.
And, you know, we've seen that smile on Banks' face, like, wow, you know, yeah, it was again in her favor. So, yeah, I like it. It's really interesting to see that this team of theirs is starting to crumble in front of us. So I like it.
Yeah, and Jose Adorno, my big brother, is going for Asuka to win, and he's confident that she's going to win. And I hope so, too. I really do. And it's good for my points as well, for my confidence.
It's good for everyone but Tom, I guess.
But the next match that we see is Sasha Banks versus Asuka. We're just talking about her for the Raw's Women's Championship. This should be, I'm predicting, this should be probably the second last match of the night, which gives time for Asuka to recover. At the same time, we don't know exactly the events that's going to happen in the match between her and Bailey. We could talk about the history in the WWE of superstars that go at it and play double duty. And as far as for Asuka, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe her leg gives out, gets a victory, and then all of a sudden she's going to limp her way to this match. You know, They always say we're not going to see it coming. What could we not see coming in this match?
I think a heel turn from Bailey's been heel, but Bailey attacking Sasha or something like that, getting frustrated. While I don't think that's going to happen, I think this is setting up to that. But that's the only thing I can see that we won't see coming. Like as the stats show, this is 50-50. People see it either way. I'm on the bank side of things just to keep my theory alive. But yeah.
I could just see something really hairy, crazy, like Baszler putting her 2 cents in and then Nia Jax following her. So that's why I'm thinking, that's why I said, Banks is going to keep that belt and make things interesting on Raw with Jax and Baszler. Who knows? It'll be a triple threat match between the two and leave Asuka out that picture. I just think something crazy like that could happen, and we just may not see that happening.
Kyrie Sane might come in for one night. Who knows?
Who's this? Kerry Sane? And I mentioned that last week about it, that that could be a possibility. We were all thinking that she had left back to Japan, be with her husband and stuff like that, but she has a good chance to redeem herself for getting her ass whooped. But I think more of her coming against Bailey than Sasha Banks. You know what I'm saying? That would make more sense. But at the end, who knows what can happen? You're right. Shayna Baszler has her eye on that title, but she wants Asuka to have it so that way she could take it from her. But you also remember that Payback is happening next Sunday, another pay-per-view event in which Bailey and Asuka have to defend the tag team titles.
And I think that's when the cookie's going to continue to crumble, and especially because if one has a belt and the other one doesn't, and then having to defend the tag team titles, the camaraderie is not going to wind up working. The cohesiveness is not going to work between the two, and that's how they're going to drop those titles, the tag titles.
So I'm just going to throw this out there, and here's the question. Has there ever been a superstar with 3 championship belts around their waist in the WWE? Keep that in mind, because at the end of the show, we're going to talk about it, because Asuka does have a potential, and my prediction is Asuka and Shayna Baszler being tag teams once again to go after the tag team titles next week. It could fall in that, or will Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox go become tag teams again and get those tag team titles? Those are the 2 suited tag teams that I believe in this show. Okay, more on Jose when he predicts Sasha Banks is definitely going to pull it off. We should wait and see. I got my pick on Asuka, but this is a 50-50 chance right here. So we'll see on that. On our next match, we have is Apollo Crews versus MVP. Now, on this match, we can see that Apollo Crews owns MVP one-on-one with anyone not jumping in. What could be a possibility that? What are the chances of MVP trying to get a victory off of this?
I think he can. I think the Hurt Business is slowly taking over, and this is going to be step 1 in them making a statement and getting the belts. I picked MVP to win. A little bit has to do with I'm just not digging Apollo Crews, but I still think it could go MVP's way. The Hurt Business has been dominant, and I would not be surprised if Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley find their way to intervene.
What's up, Frank? Go ahead, talk to me, brother.
They are not going to see it coming. Actually, Cruz is not going to see it coming. Cedric Alexander is going to jump to the Hurt Business. He was upset the other day when he was left out of the match, or the
six-man tag match. Yes,
the 6-pack. All right, so he wasn't happy. That's gonna be the guy that's gonna not. That's you're not gonna see it coming from.
Oh yeah. What about if I tell you that not only Cedric but maybe Ricochet will go in there and then it just beef up the process because you can't take one away from the other, or cancel them out. And guess who you have? Mustafa Ali. No one's talking about Ali at all in this picture. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I disagree with Cedric Alexander because he had a chance, but then he went and took the 24/7 title. You see what I'm saying? So I don't understand if there's any logic coming to that. Um, but hey, uh, you know, MVP. If he picks MVP to cheating, then I just don't see how he would cheat in this match. To be honest with you,
I could throw something out there that it probably has zero chance of happening, but you never see it coming. What if Bobby Lashley just had enough of this being the bodyguard and just turns his back on MVP, and he leaves the Hurt Business? You know what I'm saying? Because he don't need MVP. He doesn't need Shelton Benjamin. He could do this on his own. You know, so that's just something just to keep in the back of your mind somewhere in a small part. You know, just he doesn't need nobody. He is the strongest member of that business.
but it's gonna have to be some off the wall acting that happened backstage in order to determine that. But I don't know what Brooke Bailey is talking about. Ali, yeah, Ali. You damn right, Ali. So, but then here's another thing that we haven't discussed about. NXT Takeover 30 just finished, you know, and that usually is the right time to close the chapter on a couple of superstars. Was not to say that some of these superstars might jump shit right away inside the Amway Center and make their presence known that hey, we are now belong to a new brand. So keep your mind of Johnny Gargano's one, okay, and then you have oh my god, I just lost my concentration here. I just talked to him yesterday. Oh man.
Keith Lee.
Exactly, Keith Lee. These guys already closed their chapters, and now they don't got a job really. The torch is already passed to Damian Priest and Karrion Kross. So what's next for these guys? Tonight's the night to make something happen. If not, if we see one of them, the other one's going to go on SmackDown. So,
Hey, I'll throw another name in there. Velveteen Dream. Who's not to say he comes out and joins the Hurt Business?
Velveteen Dream flew away outside the ring from the top of the ladder, and I don't think that anyone found him since. So we'll leave that. We'll leave him alone. Just came back to the picture, so we'll see on that. The next match here we got is Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is favored at 87.5%. Look, he's going to have Murphy on his side. Rey Mysterio is going to be on his son's side. This is a street fight. No belts in the line. All tools that whatever Dominic needs will be available. Hey, I still think that Seth Rollins is going to take it. I just don't see a rookie coming in and taking over. As a matter of fact, I see Dominic the same way I saw Pat McAfee when he went against Adam Cole yesterday.
Yeah, and we were both shocked by that. I think that will be in a similar regard. I think Dominic's grown up in a ring. He'll bring everything he has to the table, and he will look really good. But, I mean, Seth Rollins is the face of WWE. Like, he is the guy in WWE. He's not going to lose to Dominic in his first ever match.
And I agree with Tom. You know, Dominic's going to have to pay his dues and drop this match. I mean, Seth Rollins is 5-1 at SummerSlam. I mean, this dude only lost was to Finn Balor for the Universal title when it's inauguration. Okay, and even that was a great match. So for him to lose to Dominic, and who's the face of the business right now, I don't think that'd be right. You know, so Dominic will give a great match. I hope he comes out in a good ring attire. You know, something that makes it his own, and just put on a good show. But at the end of the day, the Messiah wins this match. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bailey agrees with all of us here when it comes to Seth Rollins. Let me see. Jose says Seth is going to really hurt him. Well, maybe so, but I think Rollins is going to get hurt too. I mean, it's going to go both ways on this one. But Elfie Big Mac says, I can see Sami Zayn being one of the retributions, but being a spy. Uh, you got a good point there. Can retribution interfere in this match? Uh, but I doubt it. Just the fact that retribution hasn't really touched on any storyline that's related to Seth Rollins. So just keep a note on that.
Could we also see any friction between Dominic and Ray? Because Ray did come out and say that you're my son and I'm going to be here to protect you. But as a short takeaway, sometimes when your children grow up and become man or woman, they got to be able to do things for their own, and you can't always be there to protect them. And if Ray continues to protect him, then Dominic's going to feel like he cannot do this on his own without his dad always being behind him, and he could just be frustrated and turn on him. That could be something we may not see coming. Just a possibility.
Well, since you mentioned it, then we're gonna see it coming.
Hector, I think your story there is out there. I don't see that might happen later down the road. Not on his first match.
Well, no, but why not? If he sees that his son is getting his ass whooped, and he can't take it no more, then Ray's gonna do something. Then his son's gonna come up and say, "Dad, I got this. Just let me do what I got to do." So I can see that happening. I really do.
Especially if it's a one-on-one and Ray just jumps in. If it's 2-on-1, I get it. But one-on-one and Ray interfering, that's going to piss Dominic off.
Well, on this match, Jovi has picked Dominic to win, and he is the only one. So there's something that Jovi knows that we don't know, and that's something that we'll never see it coming. So, but hey, we're moving on to the next match. We got the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Hey, my take on this is, despite of the storyline with Zelina Vega trying to cheat her way for them to get their tag teams, Angel Garza and Andrade has been the most active superstars since the very beginning. Okay, and even when the Street Profits were playing games with the Viking Raiders or playing that little stuff with the Ninjas, these two guys were making it happen. And based on that, I have chosen them to be the new tag team champs. And in every relationship, if you want to go real deep into this, in a relationship, there's always going to be a good and a bad. And for these two, they had their bumps in the road, especially the time with Austin Theory. Then their egos got in the way, so it took Randy Orton to scuff them up a little bit, be like, "Hey, fuckers, let's go." Excuse my language. But, hey, let's get this down packed. Let's work as a team. Let's win. And then from there on, they've been carrying, a little bit of uprising here and there. And that's the reason why I pick them. And let me see. I think Steve or Tom was saying something about, hey, Montez Ford got his victory last week. So it looks like because he won, they might be giving away them titles. So, Jace, do you agree or disagree on that?
No. There's too much dysfunction. Like, even they have gotten together and they have figured stuff out sometimes. And other times there's more dysfunction. Like, even who knows? Angel Garza still has that Bachelorette Demi Burnett on his mind. Who's not to say one of the Viking Raiders comes out with her, who is it? Eric comes out with her around his arm, and Angel Garza gets all crazy about it. I think there is still dysfunction there. While they have been active and they have been doing good, the dysfunction never leaves. And the Street Profits have been solid ever since they won the belts. But this is going to be a great match. I'm going to love watching it. But, nah, I just don't see and new coming from it.
All right, Frank, come on, man. These guys are from Florida. What's going on over there in that state?
Oh my God, I don't know, man. Coronavirus took over.
I think it's been everywhere, man.
Yeah, right. But no, man. Look, it's Street Profits. I like them. They haven't been on TV a lot. It's like Obi said earlier. Garza and Andrade were holding down the fort on Raw for tag team division. All right, they deserve that title. Are they dysfunctional? Yeah. Okay, but who hasn't been dysfunctional in the WWE? All right. Come on, you had Kane and Daniel Bryan. That's enough said.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Great point there.
Save that for Tuesday.
Yeah, and talking about that, I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, before we finish off our the rest of our predictions here, hey, this Tuesday, our show will continue, but we're gonna take a turn here. We're gonna turn the page. Actually, we're gonna turn back the page into the 1980s. We're gonna do the 80s bracket of the tag team turmoil. So check this out. Coming up on the new season of the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show, the Tag Team Turmoil Tournament begins. 64 Hall of Famers, legends, and current superstar tag teams are listed in the tournament, where only one tag team will be crowned the greatest of all time. Who will it be? Hector Vasquez and HHW Crew start this Tuesday, August 25th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow the HHW Show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And there you have it. That's right. This Tuesday, 8 o'clock on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. Check us out. The 1980s tag team, the best of the best. 16 tag teams going at it. And we're going to narrow it down to who's going to be the number one. So, hey, Hector, are you ready for this Tuesday?
I'm excited. I'm waiting. I'm ready, pumped up. We want to see chaos because that's what turmoil means. It's just a state of confusion and chaos. And we don't want just obviousness. We want to see what SummerSlam is talking about tonight. You ain't going to see it coming. You see what I'm saying? We may be familiar with the superstars. We may know that they faced each other before, but some of those 80s characters, boy, they've never faced each other, even though they were in the same decade. So this is going to be interesting. I'm waiting to see who is going to come out on top as the top 80s tag WWEF/tag team champions.
Well, I'll tell you who's not going to see it coming is Joe Aguirre, who is the owner of Clovercrest, and he will definitely be on Tuesday night to give you that argue, Hector. So we'll wait and see on that. But moving on to the another match is Drew McIntyre defend his title versus Randy Orton. This match, hey man, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is to me, I feel like it's 50-50, but you know, doing all the numbers and stuff like that, doing the Frank stats, Drew is favorite at 80% to win tonight. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my guns, and I agree with that.
All right, so we got myself, Frank, and Steve picking Randy Orton. The rest of y'all picking Drew McIntyre. Yeah, we haven't seen the Claymore yet against Randy Orton that I know of. But let's see if he can execute that, and if Randy can hold on to that Claymore and execute his RKO. I think it might take like 3 RKOs to get the job done. And who knows? Ric Flair might be that guy to come and interfere and fake the funk. Because, you know, did he really get kicked in the face? Did he get punted away when the lights went out?
What about Shawn Michaels?
Say again?
Or what about Shawn Michaels?
Oh, Shawn Michaels probably deserved it, man. You should stay on NXT, man. I mean, what business did he have to confront Randy Orton, to be honest with you? He was not part of the evolution. If there's anybody, I'd rather have Triple H be there and talk to Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to allow him to punt Triple H. So Shawn Michaels was the next option.
They needed him for the NXT TakeOver 30. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. And our last match, the main event. I'm hoping that this is the main event. We got Braun Strowman versus The Fiend. Man, 87% of the fans are picking The Fiend to win it. This could be the surprising factor.
I said it.
Go ahead, Jake.
Go
All right. I said it last night while we were previewing it on our NXT TakeOver post show. My brain says Braun Strowman, but my heart says The Fiend. And I'm sticking with my guns. I think The Fiend's going to get it done. And I expect Alexa Bliss to have some sort of interference here.
All right.
I still stick with my guns. I'm going to tell you that I think it's going to be a switch. Something just tells me we're going to see somewhat a semi-face Fiend. Not a full, just a semi.
Will there be a title change?
Yes.
Okay, Frank?
No. No, I think it's going to be Braun Strowman. He's coming back to that monster of men mentality. So I think Braun's going to keep that title.
All right. And my brother says the Fiend as well. What are everyone else's comments when it comes to the winner of these matches? Please leave your comments below, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. Let us know. We'll jot those down and we'll do a good recap tonight. But before we let you go, here's another sponsor, another podcast from CMG Clovercrest Media. Check them out.
The Crossum Wrestling Entertainment Podcast, presented by Clovercrest Media, is what you AEW fans have been looking for. Noah Cross and Tyler Bard give their take on every week's episode of Dynamite. If you are a massive AEW fan, then it is time to join us every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Stay Crossum.
All right, and hopefully we'll get Tyler Bard with us tonight during the reaction of SummerSlam. But hey, just a few notes here that I have written down. In the past decade, there has been on an average 1.5% title change. Only in 2011, there were no new champions. Now, keep that in mind. In 2012, Cesaro won the United States Championship. That was during the kickoff show. In 2013, Randy Orton cashed in the Money in the Bank after Daniel Bryan defeated John Cena. And those of you that remember, it was Triple H that did the pedigree on Daniel Bryan, invited Randy Orton over to get that quick pin count, and there you have it, Randy Orton, the champion. Moving on to 2014, there were 3 title changes. And in 2015, Seth Rollins defeated John Cena to become the 2-belt WWE and United States champion. In 2018, 4 title changes happened. So keep that in mind when we're talking about this year's title change. If you see the pattern, you will understand that both in 2012 to 2013, which is only 1. And 2015, 2016, there was only 1, okay, per each event. And in 2019, last year, we only had 1 changeover. And does that mean that tonight we're only going to get 1 change, 1 title change? So keep that in mind. Right now, the HHW crew are predicting 3 title changes, okay? And in those matches, okay, we are predicting that the Fiend and Asuka will win all their matches. And so not necessarily will we get that correct, but if that is, man, we're going to hit a home run on this one. But however, just keep in mind that whoever's the main event of SummerSlam might be the one to truly crown either the Universal Champion or maybe Raw Women's Champion. So we don't know. We definitely don't know who's actually going to main event. But my gut tells me it's the Fiend. I don't know about you guys, but what we really do know facts is that at the start of the match, we will see Bayley versus Asuka.
And let me say something real quick about that. Maybe nobody thought about this. With with Bayley and Asuka starting off, okay, in order for Asuka to be successful against Banks, could she break the Ultimate Warrior's record at SummerSlam 1988 and defeat Bayley faster than 31 seconds to take that title to conserve her energy to go against Banks later on this evening? Because the Warrior beat the Honky Tonk Man in 31 seconds to win the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam. Could we see that happen? Could that be something that we don't see happen? We didn't see it coming. I don't know.
Remember that WrestleMania match with Sheamus when he kicked Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
That was 8 seconds, right? Could we see a record of any event in less than 8 seconds? And now we're not talking about the Royal Rumble here because we know that record is only 1 second by Santino Marella. But just to think about that, that actually is a good call. But should it go lengthy, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna be looking good for Asuka.
Yeah, because Bayley could be saying, "I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready."
I doubt that. I really doubt that.
But that adds fuel to the fire for Bayley's frustration. So I like that a lot.
Bayley has proven herself since last year's SummerSlam. She's proven herself time in and time out that she can defend that title. You know what I'm saying? She's done it without Banks way back last year. Because I think last year I had picked Ember Moon to beat Banks, And that didn't happen, you know, because I thought Ember Moon was going to be the next superstar. But Bayley just went on a roll ever since last year and up till now. You got to give it to Bayley. However she's doing it, she's doing it. And, you know, she's proven herself.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to the HHW Show podcast, what's doing it right now, it is Hector's in the league with 2 wins. We have Jovi, myself, and Jace with one victory. And the fact that Jace won Extreme Rules. So he is the defending champion, putting his title on the line for this prediction. What's different about this is that we have confidence points. So we'll see there. Come on, Jovi. So I got my son here. All right. He had won one of the events. And again, we always start fresh right after WrestleMania. But the thing here is that whoever finished top 2 will go against each other for WrestleMania to be the ultimate champion. So we have to wait and see there. So who will win tonight? Hey, check out another video clip of the ones that are seeking for that title. And the winner of SummerSlam will be yours truly.
No,
No.
right here.
You're pointing up at Ovi.
I meant number 1, me, right here. Number
Frank
1,
knows,
me.
man. Frank knows who's number 1.
We'll just do RVD here.
Anyways, hey, best of luck, everybody on the show. Steve, if you're listening to our show, best of luck to you and Tom Collihu. This is going to be probably, I got this gut feeling, man, this is going to be the most awesome event that we have seen in a long time. Extreme Rules was great, but I got a feeling this one's going to be even more better than ever and ever. And I hope it lives up to the hype. So on behalf of you guys, hey, guys, thank you. We'll see you guys again. And I'll see everybody else again right after SummerSlam to give our to see who is the actual winner of the confidence picks and decide, hey, not only decide, but to know, hey, who won, who lost, what's the reaction, and what's going to happen in the near future moving on forward in the WWE. On behalf of everybody in Clovercrest, this is Ovi Muniz. Thank you for listening to our kickoff show. Hey, let's tune into the WWE Network.
Visit the HHWShow.com sportscast where you can find all the news, rumors, updates, and predictions from the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show, all 4 downs, join about the G-Men, and keys to the city. If you ever want to do a podcast, this is the place to do it. Starting at $15 a month, you can get unlimited hosting at $50 a month for the full package. Visit ClovercrestMedia.com for more information.
A big thank you to the StreamYard for their fine streaming service. On behalf of HHW crew, I am Ovi Muniz. Thank you for listening to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show.
Coming up on the new season of the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show, the Tag Team Turmoil Tournament begins. 64 Hall of Famers, legends, and current superstar tag teams are listed in the tournament where only one tag team will be crowned the greatest of all time. Who will it be? Hector Vasquez and HHW crew start this Tuesday, August 25th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow the HHW Show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.